Welcome to Anything Curious, the most random channel on YouTube. Today I am curious about skulls. I will limit this video to human skulls, but I find all skulls interesting and thought-provoking. If you are looking for a rat skull, an otter skull, an aardvark skull, a proboscis monkey skull, a narwhal skull, a crocodile skull, an elephant skull, a space alien skull, a platypus skull, or Godzilla's skull, you will be sorely disappointed. Skulls. They are more than just bone. They are symbols. They are reminders. Skulls have captivated humanity for centuries. From the earliest days of human history, these bony structures have held a significant place in our collective consciousness. They are found in ancient burial sites, revered in rituals, and depicted in art across cultures and epochs. Their hollow gaze and stark beauty evoke a complex mix of emotions. The sight of a skull can be both haunting and mesmerizing, stirring feelings of awe, fear, and curiosity. This emotional response is universal, transcending time and geography. From ancient rituals to modern art, skulls continue to fascinate us. In many cultures, skulls are used in ceremonies to honor the dead, to ward off evil, or to symbolize the cycle of life and death. In modern times, they have become a powerful motif in art, fashion, and popular culture. Why are we so drawn to these bony visages? Perhaps it is because they remind us of our own mortality, the inevitable end that awaits us all. Or maybe it is their stark, unadorned beauty that captivates us, a beauty that is both simple and profound. Let's explore the enduring allure of the skull. Skulls are everywhere. They are not confined to the realms of history and archaeology. They permeate our everyday lives. We see them in tattoos, on clothing, in movies, and even as decorations in our homes. We see them in museums, art galleries, and even on clothing. Skulls have become a symbol of rebellion, a way to challenge societal norms and express individuality. They are used in fashion to make bold statements, in art to provoke thought, and in media to evoke a sense of mystery and intrigue. Their presence is impossible to ignore. Whether as a memento mori, a reminder of death, or as a symbol of defiance and strength, skulls hold a powerful place in our visual and cultural landscape. They are both familiar and strange, comforting and unsettling. This duality is what makes them so compelling. They remind us of our shared humanity, our fragility, and our resilience. This duality is part of what makes them so intriguing. Skulls can be seen as a symbol of death, but also of life. They are a reminder of our mortality, but also of our enduring spirit. This paradox is at the heart of their enduring appeal. Join me as we delve into the world of skulls and uncover the reasons behind their enduring appeal. We will explore their historical significance, their cultural impact, and their artistic representations. Together, we will uncover the mysteries and meanings behind these fascinating symbols. Skulls have held different meanings for different cultures throughout history. They are more than just bones. They are symbols that have been imbued with deep cultural, spiritual, and artistic significance. From the dawn of human civilization, skulls have been a powerful motif, representing everything from death and the afterlife to protection and wisdom. In ancient civilizations, skulls were often revered as objects of power and spiritual significance. They were not merely remnants of the dead, but were seen as vessels of the soul and conduits to the spiritual realm. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, believed that the skull was the seat of the soul and used it in their elaborate burial rituals to ensure safe passage to the afterlife. They were used in rituals, ceremonies, and ancestor worship. In many cultures, skulls were kept as relics to honor the dead and to seek their guidance. The Celts, for example, displayed skulls in their homes and temples, believing that they held the spirit of the deceased and could offer protection and wisdom to the living. For example, the Aztecs of Mesoamerica incorporated skulls into their art and architecture. The tzompantli, or skull rack, was a prominent feature in Aztec temples, displaying the skulls of sacrificial victims as a testament to the gods. This practice was not just a display of power, but also a profound spiritual act symbolizing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. They believed that skulls represented death and rebirth. The Aztecs saw the skull as a symbol of the regenerative power of the earth, where death was not an end, but a transformation. This belief was reflected in their Day of the Dead celebrations, where skulls, often made of sugar, were used to honor the deceased and celebrate the continuity of life. In medieval Europe, skulls were often displayed in churches and ossuaries. These macabre displays served a dual purpose. They were both a reminder of the inevitability of death and a call to live a virtuous life. The catacombs of Paris, for instance, house the remains of over 6 million people, their skulls arranged in intricate patterns that speak to the medieval fascination with death and the afterlife. They served as stark reminders of mortality and the fleeting nature of life. The phrase memento mori, which means remember you must die, was a common theme in medieval art and literature. This reminder of mortality was intended to encourage people to reflect on their lives and their spiritual well-being. The phrase memento mori, Latin for remember you must die, encapsulates this sentiment. It was a reminder that life is temporary and that one should live with an awareness of their mortality. This concept was often depicted in art, with skulls serving as a powerful visual symbol of this philosophical idea. Skulls were not just objects of fear, however. They also held a protective and spiritual significance. In many cultures, skulls were believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good fortune. The use of skulls in jewelry and amulets was common, serving as a talisman to protect the wearer from harm. They were also seen as symbols of protection and spiritual guidance. In Tibetan Buddhism, for example, skulls are used in ritual objects like the kapala, a cup made from a human skull, which is used in tantric ceremonies to symbolize the impermanence of life and the transformative power of spiritual practice. Skulls, in their many forms and meanings, continue to captivate and inspire, reminding us of the complex and multifaceted nature of human culture. Why are we so drawn to something that represents death? This question has intrigued humanity for centuries. Skulls, often seen as symbols of mortality, have a unique way of capturing our attention. They appear in various forms of art, literature, and even fashion. But what is it about these bony structures that fascinates us so deeply? Psychologists suggest that our fascination with skulls stems from a deep-seated curiosity about our own mortality. This curiosity is not just a modern phenomenon, it has been present throughout history. Ancient cultures, such as the Aztecs and Egyptians, often used skulls in their rituals and art to symbolize the cycle of life and death. This enduring interest indicates that skulls tap into something fundamental about the human experience. We are aware of our own impermanence, and skulls serve as a tangible reminder of this inevitability. They confront us with the reality that life is finite, prompting us to reflect on our existence. This reflection can be both sobering and enlightening. For instance, the Mexican tradition of Dia de los Muertos celebrates the lives of the deceased, using skull imagery to honor and remember loved ones. This celebration transforms the fear of death into a meaningful and communal experience. By confronting death in a symbolic way, we may be able to alleviate some of the anxiety it provokes. Engaging with skull imagery allows us to explore our fears in a controlled environment. This can be therapeutic, helping us to come to terms with the inevitable end that awaits us all. Meditation practices that incorporate skulls, for example, encourage individuals to contemplate mortality, fostering a sense of peace and acceptance. Moreover, skulls are inherently intriguing because they represent the essence of a person. The empty eye sockets and toothy grin are hauntingly familiar, yet alien. They remind us of the person who once was, evoking a sense of mystery and wonder. Museums around the world display ancient skulls not just as relics of the past, but as connections to the individuals who lived long ago. These artifacts tell stories of human history, culture, and evolution. They are the framework of our identity, housing the brain that holds our memories, thoughts, and emotions. The skull protects the very organ that makes us who we are. This anatomical significance adds another layer to our fascination. When we look at a skull, we are reminded of the complexity and fragility of human life. The intricate design of the skull, with its various bones and sutures, is a marvel of nature, showcasing the ingenuity of biological evolution. Even after death, the skull retains a sense of individuality. Each skull is unique, bearing the marks and characteristics of the person it belonged to. Archaeologists and forensic scientists can learn a great deal about a person's life, health, and even their cause of death by studying their skull. This individuality persists beyond the grave, making each skull a silent witness to a person's life story. This connection to the self, even in death, can be both fascinating and unsettling. It forces us to confront the duality of existence, the physical and the metaphysical. Skulls, in their stark simplicity, encapsulate this duality, serving as a bridge between life and death, the known and the unknown. They challenge us to ponder the mysteries of our existence, making them a powerful symbol in the human psyche. Skulls have long been a subject of fascination for artists. From the Renaissance masterpieces of Caravaggio and Holbein to the modern works of Damien Hirst and Takashi Murakami, skulls have been depicted in countless ways throughout art history. They can symbolize death, decay, vanity, or even beauty. In fashion, skulls have become a ubiquitous motif. They adorn clothing, jewelry, and accessories. The skull has evolved into a fashion statement, often associated with rebellion, counterculture, and a disregard for societal norms. However, the meaning of the skull in fashion can be fluid depending on the context and the wearer's interpretation. Thank you for watching this episode of Anything Curious, the most random channel on YouTube. If you liked today's video, please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, never ever stop learning, friends.